All right, everybody. I think that we are finally live. I am super excited. There has been some serious technical difficulties on my end. So if you can hear me, I hope that you can. If you can see me, I hope that you can. I am just super excited. Let me turn off this volume here so that there isn't any feedback. It has been a challenge, you guys. I'm telling you, but we still going to work it out. We are here. We are here. We are here. We made it to the first day of the Vet Your Spending Challenge. I had to do a little switcheroo and change platforms in order to be able to get through to you guys. But I was making sure that I was determined to get on here. So apologies for the late start. If you are here, I just want to celebrate you, honor you. I see you guys in the chat. All right. Hi, guys. Good evening. All right. Awesome. We are going to jump right in. And I want to make sure that I keep the chat visible on this end so that way I can engage with you guys and check in with you guys and see how things are going. I see the thumbs up. All right. All right. All right. All right. So let's jump all the way in. I want to welcome you guys to the Vet Your Spending Challenge. We are now on day 1 of the challenge. And if you have not noticed, this is something that I do on an annual basis. And one of the things that I want to be able to share with you guys on today is how to get our money right when it comes to this holiday season, because we all know that when it comes to the holidays, we can have that tendency to feel pressured around what to buy, who to buy things for, and you can end up like I was, spending a whole lot of money on gifts and a whole lot of money on credit just to be able to have that feeling of love and acceptance because I had given a gift to somebody, and sometimes very expensive gifts, but I want you guys to just really get into this space of just thinking about where you are and why you said yes to this challenge. So when we think about what that looks like, when we think about what that looks like in your perspective. So how many times have you actually blindly spent money on gifts, on an emotional standpoint, from credit cards, just to be able to feel that same kind of love that I felt like I had to feel by giving so much? I know that I'm not alone. I know that I'm not the only person who has felt this way or who has done those things. But we have to think about it from this perspective. When we operate from that space of giving out of maybe from a space of lack of love for ourselves, we have to realize that that is a dysfunctional and an unhealthy manner and a state in which to operate. So because I know that this was me, because I know that this was my truth, I have no problems at all being completely transparent with you guys and just sharing where I am and what I stand for. So when I think about what I do as a money relationship strategist, what I do as a facilitator, a lot of times what I hear from men and women is that they can be reckless when it comes to overspending during the holidays, just not really being able to get a grip on how they're spending and why they're spending. And the purpose of this challenge is to really help you identify that. Not only help you identify that, but help you to pinpoint ways in which you can redirect your funds, repurpose your funds so that it can work not only for you right now, but for your family, for your loved ones, and for those to come. If you guys have been watching the news, I'm pretty sure that you've heard the conversations around inflation and how inflation is really going to have a huge economic impact on everyday households like ourselves. So we have to realize that the value of our dollar will take a significant hit once these inflation rates start to increase. So my goal and my intention for doing this challenge is to really help you see differently how you navigate in your finances and to help you still be able to give and do what you need to do, but just do it from a more strategic standpoint. I'm thinking about the last year's challenge. If you attended last year's challenge, I know some of you have because I can see you guys in the chat. Hey, Coach Letitia, I see you, I see you, I see you. So good to see you guys. Awesome. So when I think about that perspective, you want to ask yourself that same question. Is that where you are? Is that where you have been? And what can you do differently? One of the things that I noticed, like I said, in terms of speaking and working with clients one-on-one or even facilitating a class, I've noticed that there aren't a lot of checks and balances in place to help reel us back into play. A lot of times when we are going through the space of spending, we do it from an emotional state and we don't allow ourselves to be quote unquote checked, right, before we make the purchase. So this challenge is designed to help you get all the way together. Last year, I had a participant in the challenge who showed up every day, did her growth work, was DMing me, sending me messages, sending me updates. And I got an update from her, I want to say maybe a couple of weeks ago. And she says, to this day, her sinking fund has been saving her life. Her sinking fund has been saving her life. So you're going to find out what the sinking fund is as we move along further in the challenge. So I want you guys to make sure that you stay tuned, not only stay tuned, but get into the work, because it is all about doing the work in this space. And the only way that you're going to be able to see results is if you do the work. All right. All right. I see Key is saying this is her first challenge. Hey, Key. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have not registered, you can be entered to win a few giveaways. I'm doing a lot of giveaways during this challenge. So if you register at bit.ly/vet yours, and I'm going to put this information inside of the comments of this video, since I had to do a little switcheroo and change platforms. So my links and so forth aren't necessarily available to show you on the screen, but I do want you to register if you really want to be able to get access to the replays, for you to be able to get access to the templates, the worksheets that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, to help facilitate with this challenge. Because one of the things that I know, and that I know for sure, is that when we're in the space of doing the work, you have to have a dedicated journal, a dedicated workbook. So if you have not registered, you can still have your own space. If you have a journal that you want to use for your own, you can use that. Get your journals, get your pens, and we're going to start writing, and we're going to start doing some serious work. I'm not going to take it too hard on you guys, but I do want you to be able to get extreme value out of this experience. All right. So now, why am I saying increase your equity already? I want to share with you guys the importance of maximizing our dollars today and maximizing it in a space where it will benefit not only us now, but our future and our legacy to come. A lot of times when we spend out of impulse or when we spend out of emotion, we're not connecting the fact that it's actually taking away from the equity that we're trying to build. And when I say equity, I'm meaning your net worth, your assets minus your liabilities, things of that nature, your net worth calculation. So I want you guys to really begin to think about, as you navigate throughout your day, as you pick up your credit card to maybe swipe it, as you pick up your debit card to maybe make a purchase, really ask yourself a couple of questions in terms of, how is this impacting my bottom line? How is this impacting my equities bottom line? And is it a wasteful purchase or a valuable purchase? So we're going to be going through a lot during these next 29 days. I have 30 days of fun for you all, and I just want you to come in, stay tuned, and do the work. When you hear the word vet, let's talk about why I chose the terminology of vet your spending. When you hear the word vet, what does that mean? It means to scrutinize. It means to examine. It means to critically run it through a series or run it through a set of questions, so that you can see if it qualifies, so that you can see if it'll benefit you, so that you can see if it'll actually meet your approval standards. We have to make sure that we are creating approval standards in our spending patterns. We want to make sure that we have our approval levels incorporated into our purchasing patterns. The way that you do that is by asking yourself a set of questions, and you will be able to develop your own set of questions, come up with your rubric, come up with what is important to you, because again, this challenge is designed to be personalized for you. The exercises that I share throughout this challenge are designed to allow it to be custom to you. Now, if you've registered for the challenge and you submitted your survey, thank you for that, because that will allow me to tweak some of the lessons and some of the things that I have planned for you guys, so that it can serve you in the utmost manner. So if you've registered and you did not complete your survey, please make sure that you do that so I can make sure that I'm able to meet your needs while you're here. Yes, yes, Key, you need to register. Yes, come on in here and register, Key. All right, so when we start this challenge, I want to set the stage. Since this is day one, I'm going to take it easy. You will get growth work so that you know each and every day I will be giving you a little task for you to be able to do so that you can do the work. The only way that you're going to experience transformation is if you go through a process. And again, I'm not going to overwhelm you too much, but we are here to get into this work. And I want to make sure that you get the utmost value out of this experience while you're sharing your time here with me. Yes, Q Scott. Q Scott says survey is done. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. So my expectations for you as you join into this challenge is I want you to show up every day. I want you to show up every day right here on this platform. This is my first time actually hosting the challenge on Zoom alone. In years prior, I used to use other social media platforms, but this is my space. This is my jam. And so I'm doing everything on YouTube, y'all. Everything on YouTube. But I highly recommend that you set your calendars to 8:30 every day, every night, so that you can be able to participate live with me so that I can be able to answer any questions that you may have, engage with you, just be able to support you in that way and in that regard. So as I said before, I want you to make sure that you have a dedicated journal so that you can have a written journal, and I'm going to get one right here. I actually have my journal here. So that's my financial journal. So if you have one, it doesn't even have to be this one. It could be any journal that you have, or if you've registered for this actual challenge, you're going to get worksheets that can support you to help get your work, your growth work done, to help get your growth work done. So I'm super excited. I want you guys to post in the comments. I want you guys to engage with me and let me know what your ahas are, because that's one of the biggest ways that I can be able to really tell what you need, what's working for you, and what needs to be tweaked. If you register for the challenge, you will receive access, of course, links to the playback, links to the workbooks, as well as links to where you can submit your growth work privately to me. That's if you don't feel comfortable with putting your post up on your responses under the post underneath. So I would really like for you guys to just be able to participate and do that. Yes, Steph. Steph has her journal. Yes, 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 you do. Whoop, 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 whoop. So every day you will be getting growth work. And one thing that I'm going to try to do right now, I'm going to actually share my screen so that I can pull up your first growth work assignment, because we are here to do this work, right? Y'all are here to do this work. If you're here to do this work, let me hear you say, I'm here to do this work. Hey, Lisa. Oh, man, you guys are in here. It's so good to see you guys. Lisa's in the house. Coach Natisha's in the house. Steph's in the house. My sister is in the house. Q Scott is in the house. Joyful and Blessed is in the house. I'm super excited to see you guys. And MTGBTV is in the house by way of Angie. Thank you so much. So glad to see you guys. And my man Marcus is in the house. My man Marcus is a newlywed. He's just got married recently. I'm celebrating you. I'm congratulating you. I'm so happy for you and Erica. So glad to see you. You guys, make sure that you follow Thoughts of a Married Christian, because he drops some gems on his channel. And I just can't wait to see what him and his beautiful wife are going to begin to bring forth on their channel. All right, so let me share what your growth work is. Are y'all ready for your first growth work assignment? Are you ready? Let me see if you're ready. Let me see if you're ready. Okay, all right. You're here to do the work. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the chat. I see that some people are asking about the link of where to register. So let me go ahead and type that in so that way that you have it. That yours. So that's in the link. So that way you can see that, and let me share my screen, and that way you could see what your first growth work assignment is. So up first, your growth work assignment. Let me know if you guys can see this okay. Hopefully you can. Y'all are ready. I'm seeing y'all ready. Y'all here to do this work. Yes, I love it. So your first growth work assignment for day one. Day one. We're here to get you money conscious and in control over your finances during this holiday season. And in order to do that, we're just going to keep it light. So for the first day, your growth work assignment is to identify and list what was the last thing you spent money on. What was the last thing you spent money on? I can be transparent and tell you guys what the last thing I spent money on. I actually spent, was it $47? Yes, $47 on Amazon. I purchased those little heat thermometers of how you can test the meat, the heat thermometers that you stick inside of meat. So I bought one of those. I purchased like a chalkboard magnet to go on my refrigerator because I'm putting my work into use as a result of my budget savvy basics for foodies course. So I'm developing all of these menus. I'm putting all of my kitchen appliances into play. And so I'm just having a whole lot of fun with that. So I just ended up buying a couple of things for my kitchen through Amazon. And that was yesterday. So you want to identify the last thing that you spent money on. You want to identify how much you spent, like what was the total amount that you spent on what you last spent money on. If it was a group of things, totally fine. If it was just one item, totally fine. I want you to identify how much it was. How much did you spend? And if you have the receipt, that's even more perfect because I want you to include the tax. And if they charge you for a bag, I want you to include the bag fee. Whatever the total receipt was, I need you to put that together. The next question as a result of what you purchased, you're going to ask yourself, have you used what you recently purchased? So for me, I haven't used it yet because it has not arrived in the mail. So I'm still waiting for my package to come. And once it arrives, then I'll be able to put it to use. And then you want to ask yourself, after you bought what it was that you bought, or after you purchased what you've purchased, can you reuse it? Can you reuse it? Now, you may be asking, why would I ask this question? Because we have to realize that everything that we buy is either a consumable or it's something that can be leveraged later on. So if it's something that's consumable, that means that you use it and it's gone. So what am I seeing in the chat? I see groceries. Yes, groceries does count. If that was the last thing that you purchased, yes, groceries does count. Drano, Marcus said he had purchased Drano and soap. So if you purchased Drano, did you have to use the whole bottle? Is the whole bottle still there? Can you reuse it? So you want to think about things like that just to be able to get an idea of, how have I been spending my money lately? Because this is just going to be the starter of the conversation so that we can really get into the crux of the work. So is that easy enough? Is that fair enough for you guys? For your first growth work? I think so. So what I'm going to do on my community page on YouTube, you're going to see this post. So as soon as we finish up this live, I'm going to post this on the community page so that you can post your growth work, so that you can post your growth work responses. It can be very brief, what you spend money on, how much it was, have you used it, yes or no, and if you can reuse it, yes or no. And then you're also, of course, those of you who have registered, you're going to get the links that will take you to the worksheet and the portal for you to be able to submit your responses directly to me. Now, again, I told you guys, for those of you who have registered, you are entered into the drawing to receive gifts and giveaways. So you still have an opportunity to do that, but you also want to make sure that you're participating and you're submitting your work through the portal. Yes, thank you. I see thumbs up. Makeup, compact makeup. Okay. Personal products. All right, good. Steph says that's manageable. Good. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So I am super excited. One of the things that I want to let you guys know that I honor your time and I honor your attention. And I just want to thank you for bearing with me through the technical difficulties, for having to start at a delay. So things work. Thank God for a backup plan. I had to switch platforms and it worked out perfectly. But as we end this live, I do want to ask if you guys have any questions before we close out. If there are any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat before we end. And then I do want to encourage you guys to please make sure that you post your responses to the growth work in the post if you're on YouTube. And also, if you register, make sure that you complete your growth work assignment, because I have some fun giveaways that's coming up. I can't tell you all of it right now. You just got to keep coming back. You just got to keep coming back. So I want you guys to make sure that you come back tomorrow, same time. We're starting at 8:30. I'm going to make sure that there aren't any challenges with the tech, and we're going to be able to get right into the work and get right into the exercises. Again, make sure that you post your responses to the growth work. Register if you have not done so already at bit.ly/vet yours. This will allow you to be able to be entered into the drawing for giveaways. And that is it. So Coach Natisha is asking, what time does our live start again? So we're starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I know that you guys are kind of like all over the place. Some of the surveys that I've been seeing, some of you guys are in Ohio, some of you guys are in Iowa, some of you guys are on the West Coast. And I'm like, wow, this is just so beautiful to be able to see and witness. And some of y'all are local in the DMV. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that is 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Eastern Time. Yes. So depending on where you are, you would adjust your time zone accordingly. All right, Key. Yes, Key is excited. Yes. So excited. So excited. I'm glad that you're excited. This is something that I absolutely love to do. And it's really valuable if you really put in the work. Like I said, one of the participants in the challenge last year, she's still seeing value as a result of participating in the challenge from last year. So she truly enjoyed it. So I'm hoping and praying that you guys will be able to experience and have the same or maybe even better results. And I'm just excited about the challenge. So I think I can stop sharing my screen. And if you guys have any other questions, if not, I'm not going to hold you because we're at the top of the hour. I want to thank you all for your time, your attention, and your patience. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for day 2 of the Vet Your Spending Challenge. Come ready. Come ready, come ready, come ready. Saved and beautiful one. Yes, you are so welcome. You're so welcome. Coach Natisha is saying, thank you, Sophia. You are so welcome, Coach. I appreciate you so much. TG moderators in the house, in the building. I'm super excited for everybody that's on live right now. Thank you for your patience and thank you for bearing. And if you know someone who can participate and need this challenge as well, feel free to share this out with them. Feel free to share this out with them so that way they can get into this work too. All right. So I don't see any other comments. I think I'm going to close out. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to comment in this video, or you can comment on the homework post that I'm getting ready to upload right now. So you should see that within the next few minutes. You're more than welcome, Marcus. Thank you for being here. Tell Erica I said hi. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Have a great evening. Get your growth work in by 6 p.m. tomorrow. You have until 6 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time to get your growth work in. That'll give me an opportunity to be able to read through your responses and just see how y'all doing, because I'm an educator. So I want to see your work. Like, don't think you're doing this for fun. Like, I need to see your work. So let's get into this work. Let's go. Look, Coach Natasha put a Q. Put a Q before your questions. I love it. All right, you guys, that is it. I'm going to go ahead and close out for tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. And again, remember that your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. See y'all tomorrow for day 2.